don't really know what to say to niggas, man. Go to my hood, be like, hold up. Fuck out of here, dumbass nigga. I'm fucking my talk to this nigga. Boy, you know what my grandfather told me? You'll get as far as the motherfuckers you talk to for no reason. You'll be successful as the motherfuckers that you talk to for no reason. What I mean is, if you spend your day talking to a nigga that ain't got nothing going on, what the fuck kind of information did he offer you? Did he help you learn something? Did he teach you something in the conversation?
I know these niggas can't talk about it, man. We ain't talk about it every day. I feel like I'm the most hated favorite. They know I'm not the one that they can play, but you got something on your chest. Go ahead, nigga, say, oh yeah. If you feel a way, nigga, do something. They don't want no smoke, they ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, they talk about it every day. Mumble rap niggas don't like. They see me as a threat more than like. Man, all that tough Tony shit excites me. I'ma hit him where it hurts, nigga, act right. Bitch, I rose from the dirt, niggas ain't like me. I'm warning you for what it's worth, you better move wisely. I wish a nigga tried me. Hooked up to a shit bag and IV. Burner while he beeping by his teeth, they IDs. Let's be clear, ain't no competition when I'm here. I only respect one or two kids, and that's me, myself, and I. Off with his head if he pressed stop. It's no contest, stop. So remarkable. Who said you was dope? This shit horrible. Should've seen me for them bars, I would've wrote a few. Popping in this verse, boy, here's a protocol. Suck my dick, don't let go. I mean all of you. Yeah, they talk about it on the page. I feel like I'm the most motivated. They know I'm not the one that they can play. You got something on your chest, go ahead, nigga. They feel away, nigga, do something. They don't want no smoke, they ain't gon' do nothing. Yeah, they talk about it, baby. I feel like I'm the most hated face. Let's go. Murder, my mind state 8 days. It's my last rhyme. Niggas go singing on your last rhyme. Niggas don't spit, they make words rhyme. I harmonize them. It calls up rappers I don't recognize them. Those ain't bars, nigga. What are those? Bunch of rights and killer niggas at a rap show. Smack the colorful dreads out your head for GP. If you don't like what I'm saying, then see me. Public enemy, no Chuck D. This is what New York sound like, nigga, that's me. They all sound like the Migos if you ask me. Like a period on the first day, the flow nasty, nigga. Yeah, throw your rhyme book where the trash be. Fuck all the subs, fuck nigga at me. Well, it's time for me to end this verse. Here's a quotable. Suck my dick, don't act for I mean all of you. Yeah, they talk about it on the page. I feel like I'm the most motivated. They know I'm not the one that they can play. You got something on your chest, go ahead, nigga. They feel away, nigga, do something. They don't want no smoke, they ain't gon' do nothing. Nigga, they talk about it, baby. I feel like I'm the most hated face.
Welcome back to the smoke session, y'all. So, turn this up. I want to make sure I'm heard clear. Now back to boxing, right? So, now that we got this Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring fight coming up, let's talk about that. I don't want to talk about Deontay Wilder no more. Let's talk about this fight and how Shakur Stevenson is trying to put on his best Floyd Mayweather act. He really trying to put on his best Floyd Mayweather act because he's the Shakur is the heir. He's the heir apparent. He's the one that they say really has the chance to and the ability and the skill and the way that he's moving and like he's kind of moving in the Floyd, the Floyd direction. He's with Top Rank, but he's with James Prince. Same thing, right? He's a skillful fighter. He's not a knockout artist. He's a skillful fighter. He beats you up. And he's very defensive. He's real skilled in hit, not get hit. But I can't say that Shakur likes to get hit. I haven't seen. He hasn't been touched really yet. You feel me? By somebody who's real. He's been asking for those fights, but he hasn't been touched yet. So I hope he don't get too overconfident because if he's fighting Jamel's in his prime. He's in his prime. He's strong. He's won his last 7 fights. He's defended. He's won his last 3 title defenses. And he's like men are in their prime until they're 40. He's 32. Yeah, Shakur's young, but uh, Jamel's Jamel's warrior tested. He's really warrior tested. He championship tested. So is Shakur, but you coming up into his division. He got that belt. He's the champ there. And I know Shakur hydrates very well. But Jamel look a little bigger than him. He got like maybe an inch and a half on him. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, Jamel has him in height, size. You know what I'm saying? It's just youth and babe, yeah, babe, that's the problem. Too many word of mother because the shit clicked, it just clicked out. And then I had to when as soon as I unplugged it, it came right back in. But yeah, run that. I mean, Jamel, Jamel got a good chance of giving Shakur his first loss because he's coming in as business as usual. You gotta remember, like he coming off 2 losses. He wasn't his he didn't have any faith that his team had faith in him. So he switched trainers, and 8 fights later, he talking about fighting the heir apparent, one of Floyd Mayweather's heir apparents, the next skillful boxer. Him, the Devin Haney's, the Tank Davises, the Adrian Broner's, that's pretty much them. Yeah, but yeah, that's who the heir apparent, and he's getting fight one on a big card, headliner, championship fight. And Shakur's doing his best to do the bad boy routine. That shit don't. I think he'd be better off being the pretty boy and just telling the story about his family. But like him trying to be like the bad guy and shit, like there's no way you can come off being the bad guy after just not too long ago you had the race thing. Don't do that. You got to figure out a different way because you ain't Floyd. You don't have the knockouts. You don't have the crowd had to, well, they're about to turn on you. But if you want to help them turn, you know what I'm saying? Like this is a good way, and you want to just help Jamel. You better win this fight. You don't want to help Jamel be, his story get out there. Ex-Marine, PTSD, doing it for his daughter. He got the story. He's a grown man. He been through adversity. Don't go in there and lay a dud and get your damn chin rocked. Because here's one thing that Shakur has that people are starting to say that he's boring. He doesn't go for the knockout. They said that about Floyd when his father was coaching. And then when his uncle coached him, he was like, listen, man, you got all that offense that you're doing, you got to use it. You got to be willing to take a punch. You want to get to the bag, you want people to know you, you got to put motherfuckers to sleep. You got to be willing to stand in there and slug it out. You got to take one to get three. You might have to take three to get six off. Everything ain't going to be pretty. You're going to have to jump in there and take and get it. And that's where Shakur, this fight is going to have to get in that bucket. You got to put one foot in that bucket with Jamel Henry. Or even if he wins, they're not going to respect it. They're going to be like you ran from him. So when it comes to that, that's a big fight coming up, and I think that more you you clown tubers need to damn pay attention to that, man. This is a huge fight for a guy that's as he said, he's the longest reigning champion in the division, but he ain't getting no respect. He's still underdog, so he's coming to get his respect quietly. And you got the young bull that real very confident, ain't had no damn disappointment since the Olympic trials, and he feeling like he's the next one. He's undefeated. He's been champion in lower weight classes. People ducking him. I feel that yeah, this fight right here could be fireworks if Shakur puts his foot in the bucket with Jamel, and Jamel just yes, timing beats speed. You know what I'm saying? And he could give Shakur his first loss real easy. Bang, right on his chin. He could stagger him. He could change the whole fight. It don't take but one punch to change the fight, or a combination, or the timing. Somebody gets your timing down. We seen it with Linares. He caught on to Devin. If he'd caught on Devin Haney probably like round 7, he might have knocked Devin Haney out. That's just real. But you gotta be a small fighter, and Shakur's running. He about to run into a real small fighter. I hope that he's ready for that. Now, I want to switch from boxing, go from one B to the next. Go to B-ball. I haven't talked about basketball like that because it hasn't been interesting. But now, there's a couple of teams that I like in the NBA that was put together, so it's not just the same old, same old. You got your powerhouses, and I hope that the Utah Jazz come back and the Denver Nuggets come back strong. Injuries and COVID. Oh, they come back strong and don't make it easy for like team like the Clippers that are projected, or the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? They just be projected to just come back and just do it. Spurs gonna have to see if they can Bill Belichick that. Or how they say how you can pop that, because they're not the dominant team that they used to be. They don't have the dominant players. They got a system. And let's see if they can have anybody who can step out the system and win them a game. That's how it goes. You got to have a player that can do that. But in the East, you got Milwaukee, we got Philly, we got you got Brooklyn. New York's looking good if they can put it together. The Hawks, you know what I'm saying? But the team that I'm liking the Chicago team. The Chicago team looks real put together and ready to make some noise. They got some young, medium to intermediate players that I feel could make a big difference. So I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I can't forget about Boston too. I won't forget. But listen, like, if a team slips, Chicago's gonna be there to take it, because you got a little bit of wisdom. Like, he's not been to the big dance, but he's been to a big enough dance with DeRozan. And you got DeRozan with Lonzo, with Zach LaVine, and then they're trying to get Big Cat. I don't know how rare that is, but you got a few players, that it was already decent. You got the other Kobe over there. I forgot his name. You got I think they still got the I don't want to say the tall European, the tall European that, what I'm saying, could play defense, play a little defense, shoot, play on the box, rebound. So the Bulls look pretty good. Plus to go with DeRozan, LaVine, and Lonzo. I like that. So be on the lookout for Chicago because we don't know if Kyrie Irving will take his vaccine. We just can't give it to Brooklyn. It's a team sport, and people and guys want to show their shit. There's nowhere else for. I mean, James Harden needs to prove something, but Kevin Durant really ain't got. He got his chips. He can prove that he can, like, if it's head to head against LeBron, and he can prove, okay, I'm the leader of this team. I'm proving this. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna beat LeBron with me and my guy. Gonna beat him and his guy, and the rest of the team. You know what I'm saying? If that happens, then that's that's the last thing that I think Kevin needs to. He doesn't need. I mean, if he plays like let's just say they like Brooklyn and LA make it to the chip. This would be the third time that LeBron. It'll be the fourth time, even though he didn't have him back then. Yeah, you can't even say it like that. But even though Westbrook and James Harden became MVPs, but this would be legitimate third time that he played with another MVP player to beat LeBron James. It is just what the fuck it is. He needed an MVP player. Matter of fact, he needed the only unanimous MVP ever to beat LeBron James. Twice. So if he sees LeBron in the championship again, he needs another MVP player to beat LeBron. Like Anthony Davis is MVP caliber, but he's never won the MVP. James Harden's won the MVP. Most valuable player in the NBA. That's different. So, that's why I say I kind of I lost love for basketball because as you can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't beat them, join them, or you ain't got to go get another franchise player. You can build around, like you got to become a leader of men. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't get to the bag off the rip. It has to be work. You got to work to get to the bag. You know what I'm saying? It's either get the bag and then get your chip, or get your chip and then go get the bag. Very rarely do you get the chip and the bag. That's reserved. Just is. Early on, Tim Duncan got the chips. He got the notoriety. And then later on, that's when Timmy got his bag. Early on, Kobe got the damn chips, and then in between, he got the bag. Then he got the chips, and then after that, when he seen that it was just nothing, he was like, you know what? I need the bag. Got the bag. Mike, everybody did it. Shaq, everybody got the bag. You're either gonna get the chips or the bag. It's very rare do you get both. Select few was able to get the bag and the chip at the same time. Those are the guys that we keep talking about. But some of the guys, they're not gonna get that. They're not built for it. They can't do it. They're not that motivated. They're not that damn dedicated. They don't put in that much work. Like when you see guys, you be like, yo, man, how did the guy come in and he got worse? He ain't working on his game. He ain't changed shit. He didn't eliminate nothing that wasn't helping and add anything that was. That's why he's playing a role, and he's not. And the role that he's playing is not making him look like a star. He adding onto his game. That's just it. That's why I kind of lost the love, because they don't make them practice. You can't make them practice it I don't know. You can't like find them how you used to or something, but they don't practice like that. Very few teams. It had to be like the leader of the team got to say, make you practice. And even if he's not there, like there's a reason why he's the fucking leader, because he got to go do something that's real. Like his bag is way different than yours. His bag is supporting the whole franchise, plus put money in his pocket. Your bag is put money in your pocket. So if you got to schedule your bag around practice, then that's what the fuck it is. Coach, I got to go get this. It's $25,000 for me. Can I miss this second practice? But I'm gonna go hard in the first one. I'm gonna get here early in the morning before everybody and get all my work in, get my workout, my shoot around, then come in, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna eat, do film, do first practice with y'all, and then you know what I'm saying, go do film again, then I gotta go do that, and then I'll try to get back for after second practice. No, they don't do that. Just I ain't practicing. Fuck it. What you gonna do? And and if anything, we get the CBA involved. It's a headache. How you get them to listen to you? That's why I kind of like lost. I don't talk about basketball like I used to. I love that shit. I can break it down for you. However, you know what I'm saying? Real like motherfuckers don't understand the triangle offense and how it works. You have to put your star player in the right position, and all the triangle is just a triangle all over the court. You start in the middle of the half court, right in the middle, and it's triangle, 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 and it all connects until you just got to know how to move inside the fucking triangle inside 24 seconds to get your spot to where you are most likely to score a point. And the triangle gives you when you put the right player in the right position, the percentage goes up on the shot. So that's real simple. I hope you know what I'm saying. Don't let that go over your head. But I just kind of lost the love because you ain't got to work. Like certain teams ain't got to work hard. You be like watching the game and you be like, "Oh man, what's happening?" You be like, "Man, you know what the fuck happened?" Like the team too good to lose. Like of course they was down 20, and then they done that to see if they could put the damn mojo together and just come back and win. Lockdown defense. They like you seen it. I seen it before. Teams get bored, like you know what I'm saying, or they feel like they supposed to win, and you know what I'm saying. Everybody trying to do everything individually. As soon as that damn team gels and locks together with those good players that's getting paid all that money and ego and all, man, of course they're gonna win. Or now, don't get me wrong. Drafting, uh, and drafting and home growing your stars. Like if you get like one star to come in because he was a free agent, and you bring him in with a core of other like good players, and then the good players that you have end up turning to stars because they core and they grow. That's building a team. Buying a team is just like I'm gonna buy you. I'm gonna buy you just the highest bidder, and now then your salary cap higher, then you need a hard cap, and you fucked up, and then 3-4 years later they the fans trying to figure out why the team can't win because they ain't got no money. Because when the free agents come up that would come to the team, they don't come to that team because you ain't got no money. You spend it all on a whim. Like niggas like Houston used to be jumping. They're gonna want that out. They're gonna try to figure out in the next 2-3 years if that team don't have a playoff run. They're gonna be like, what the hell happened? Spend all that money on Dwight Howard. James Harden cost you a bunch of money on with Dwight Howard, a bunch of money with motherfucking Chris Paul, a bunch of money with leadership and coaching with Kevin McHale, the GM, coaching like you had Mike D'Antoni over there doing absolutely fucking nothing, just making James Harden look better so he can get another job. Like that shit. Man, listen, man. Yeah, I can break this shit down real simple, but I just like when it comes to like I think I'm gonna watch it this season just so I can break it down and see how the game is being played. I like the way that the teams are being spread out evenly, and you got certain guys that we thought would be stars and like we thought would be superstars, and they're like at a level where they're kind of like coasting, but they got to take that next step to be superstar, or they're just going to be regular. They're gonna be guys that maybe we remember some, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Um, so like even though Big Cat is in Minnesota and he's the franchise player of that team right now, bad moves mess that team up. You're supposed to give that team a shot. Like you're supposed to look. You could have when Minnesota Timberwolves, right? Man, I don't think they listen to Kevin Garnett because He was like, you need to keep that core team together. The person that you should have got rid of was Ricky Rubio because he was undependable. I mean, he was unavailable, uh, undependable, like whatever, however the fuck you say it. He was not. He was just not the guy that you want running. The point guard is the guy that's going to be running the show of the team. And if you got Zach Levine and I forgot the little white guy. You know what I'm saying? You got these guys. You got two or three guys running point until Ricky Rubio feels like coming from Spain, and then when he's not playing hurt, and you done paid him all this money, of course he gonna do that shit. You feel me? He like how many times like you be like Minnesota, it got so bad that the game was like you had to pull Ricky Rubio off the IR, and he wasn't hurt. His ass was just in Spain. He said he was hurt. No, he was in Spain. He's playing ball over there. But there was nothing they could do because he would take time off and be like, I gotta heal. He take the max time before they start finding him. By the time he come back, he's standing at an all-star break. Minnesota's below 500 or right at, you can't be that in the West. And then he wants to come in and take over the starting guard spot and then try to make a playoff run. And then now you got players run down. Wiggins don't, that's bad coaching, bad GMing. You know what I'm saying? You don't get rid of Zach Levine when he's hurt. When y'all was on TV because of that, because of Zach Levine, Andrew Wiggins, and Big Cat with Taj Gibson over there. I mean, you could get rid of Ricky. We could have got rid of Ricky Rubio and found any point guard. Yeah, he's cute, yeah, but he's never there. He can't shoot free throws, and he's only going to give you that Westbrook performance every now and then when he's out there on the court. He's an iffy guy. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he just started shooting. Like he's unreliable. Like I don't get it. I couldn't like when they broke that team up for Jimmy Butler. I'm like, yo, Jimmy Butler he don't mix with them. They have a core like that, and you don't have the GM or the owner that's strong enough to just be like, oh, I gotta just get him out of there. You just and because it was Tom Thibodeau was Jimmy Butler's coach. You thought he was gonna be able to hold him down. Nah, Jimmy got there like Tom. These niggas is some bitches. They ain't like how we was. They ain't giving it up how we did. Nigga, you ain't such and such. You ain't such. He just came out there killing the nigga. And then like they say, he played with the second unit and bust the damn star unit ass. He just talked them out of the game. That ain't what you need. He ain't give no dap like during the games and shit like that. He don't want it like no unity, nothing. He can't wait to get the fuck out of there. So you gave away Zach Levine for that. Like I'm not saying like Zach Levine is a franchise player, but he's a cornerstone. Like people forget what a cornerstone. Like Klay Thompson's not a franchise player, but he's a cornerstone player. He's a cornerstone player. Like Draymond Green became a cornerstone player. He's not a franchise player, and he's not a key cornerstone player either. But he's a cornerstone player that you need to build around your franchise player. So even though I think Big Cat had to take another step into being a franchise and proving that he's a franchise player, but I don't think it's in Minnesota anymore. I don't think he should waste his time trying to build that damn franchise up. If they won't listen to the guy that left them to go win a chip. He came back to play with Big Cat and Zach Levine. Let's say if Kevin Garnett wouldn't have wasted his last vital few years in Brooklyn, and he went back home when Big Cat first got there and took that small deal and groomed him and them that and like he'd have been saying we gotta get rid of Ricky because he's not here. We get a point guard while I'm here. It'd be statue clout. I get a guard over here for y'all to learn, show y'all how to get that, to show you how to win, and we can build this franchise cornered, or we can build this franchise around Big Cat. Clay, Carl Anthony Towns, and keep these corner pieces, keep them happy, and then everybody else you can rotate in and out. But the Andrew Wiggins, the Zach Levine, Big Cat, I don't. Everybody else until you get a point guard, that's when because that's how Boston done it. That I mean, if, that would be a big help in the West. You would have a point guard that could actually score. You probably draft one, something like that. You have a point guard that could score. He come in, he's free. He's not. He don't have to have a franchise on his back. You have a guard that can run and jump and shoot. You have a wingman that can defend. He can run and jump. You have a dirty Taj Gibson that was dirty. You know what I'm saying? You had Kevin Garnett coming off the bench, and you had Big Cat, the franchise player. But that's just one franchise that I think didn't take from Boston or the Golden State Warriors to just keep your nucleus, keep your core front. You know what I'm saying? Keep it together and build. Like look at how look what you could do. And you didn't learn from your mistakes the first time. So that's my take on basketball. I might jump back on it. And with football season, I just love football, but I'm gonna wait until maybe next week before you can start. I always say you gotta wait until when they start to make Pro Bowl selections. That's when you know who's gonna be what for the season. You know what I'm saying? Because like right now, the guys that you know they're not getting the biggest targets right now. Right now they're being double teamed, and there's other guys. You know what I'm saying? Guys that you heard, guys that was coming on last year, and then there's guys that's hurt. Like in Arizona, like I didn't like AJ Green's there with Hopkins and Kirk and all these other guys. There's only one football, and they can run the football. And Kyler Murray, he got you know what I'm saying. He can't. He can't stare down receivers. So like AJ Green may jump up in the ratings. He might not because he's on the team with DeAndre Hopkins, who probably has the best hands in the NFL. Larry Fitzgerald may come back. And just if they're good enough, because that's probably what they're doing. Like, yo, Larry, you want to come back and just like be like a third down guy on them? You probably play tight end, some shit like that. The way they have the sets. I love football. You know what I'm saying? So with that, Dallas is doing pretty good. I can't believe I said that. Dallas is doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Panthers are doing good. Bucks are always doing good. Buffalo's is showing their ass. And something that I always said about the Kansas City Chiefs, like Patrick Mahomes might be, we may like don't gift him too much now, too soon because without a run game, he may look like his damn State Farm partner that's in the other conference. He may look just like Aaron Rodgers. When Aaron Rodgers, like you got to have a run game, and you have to stick to the run game and have a decent defense. So I don't have to pull a rabbit out of my damn hat every damn game. Like why we ain't win? Because I didn't throw for 450 with 5 touchdowns and no interceptions. And they double teaming Tyreek Hill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we get a run game? Can we stick to the run game? And save me from running and trying to flick and flunk and underdo this shit. Can have a run game. You know what I'm saying? Play action pass to switch up the defense so they don't just know what we're doing every time. And now he's not looking like invincible, man. We're not saying that. We're saying that he's not the best quarterback in the league, which he's not. He's probably most impressive, but he's not. Because until I see him start just changing plays, when he sees some shit and be like, man, hell no, and start doing like the Aaron Rodgers and like maybe even like I was so pissed at Russell Wilson until he just took over with that shit and just start calling. Because what the coach gonna do? Pull you? You the fucking franchise quarterback. Pull these nuts. I'm changing the plays. You give me shit on the damn play. If I walk out there and see something, I can change it. I'm the franchise quarterback. Why you change the play? Because I saw something. What did you see? I saw they was coming. Ain't I ain't got enough protection. And these niggas don't break off on their routes soon enough. I'm either throwing a pick or I'm getting crushed. What the fuck do you want? That's my recap. Shit is simple. But it's a lot that you won't it's a lot that you won't see because behind the scenes, guys don't, a lot of like these guys aren't allowed, as you can see, allowed to do much. You know what I'm saying? Before, like, if you're not that guy that's getting paid that big quarterback money, they'll pull you for a rookie or somebody else. But you gotta take that chance to be that guy. And I'm starting to like too much football because these flags and the defenders can't do shit and the pass interference and changing the way the games and fantasy football and all that shit. I mean, that shit ain't destroyed, but it kind of put a little black eye on it. Shit tarnish the game for like what you really want to see, like analytics and shit. No, none of the analytics matter in fucking 6 minutes, 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter and the game close. That guy will or will not miss that kick. He will or will not make that throw. He might not make. He might take off. They may or may not run it. Because I don't know. Like Tennessee's probably one of the dumbest damn teams. Why don't you run that ball with that entire run game that you have? You have Derrick Henry. You have another guy. I can't think of his name. And then I don't know if Julio's there or not, but you can't find Julio Jones and Brown. Like, I don't even want to talk about it like that. With that defense, you should not. But anyway, man, I hope y'all enjoyed some of this. Me back and forth with this football, basketball, and boxing. I'm gonna be doing it up with all three because ain't nobody better than me when it comes to that. I enjoy this shit. I like to do it. So that note, I don't want to listen to that shit. I'm about to get up out of here. I'll probably be back on in a little bit. I'm gonna be back on after I got the saw string. I'm gonna get my saw string and I'm gonna come back on. The saw string should be out here a little bit after 12. Maybe like 1:32. I had that saw string smoke. Word. One time, nigga. Holla at me.
Disrespectful till they bury me. Riding with that fella. Leave that boy alone is what they telling me, but fuck that shit. I give a fuck about your cosign. I drop a few bucks, nigga, and it's go time. Pistol with everybody that you know time. Bust this pussy nigga, call the police up in no time. Be cool, nigga, fall back like that singing nigga. He a cool nigga, that other nigga, see, I thought he tried to say something in between stutters. Don't get shot, motherfucker. I ain't playing with these niggas. Think smart before you move forward.